Roots of Development, I started Roots of Development in 2007. And for about 8 to 9 years, we were doing community-led development. So the same type, the approach that we have today, the approach that we advocate for and support. The only difference was I still played a major role. I participated in decisions at times, and one of the things I've learned over that period of time is that my presence and my involvement as a foreigner had an impact, had an influence, even sometimes just my presence on the way a discussion took place, the way people approached finding an answer to a problem or a question that they were asking. And I think that really it at times supports this kind of traditional, unfortunate way that components of development at times, because it sometimes inadvertently supports what can sometimes happen, which is, folks will put greater value on an international idea or a foreigner simply because they're foreign, or simply because they're foreign. And that obviously was a problem. So what we did after 8 or 9 years of leading community-led of supporting community-led development ourselves is we made a big decision, and we decided to create another organization. We created Rasin Devlopman in order to really to shift the leadership of supporting development on the ground to a local entity, to a Haitian entity. So that even when the intention isn't there, the reality of a foreign actor or foreign presence or foreign resources or foreign materials did not have the influence that it just almost always has, and the issues that it can create, and what it prevents, I guess, from stronger development taking place. And so to really stick with kind of this concept of community-led development, we realized that the very structure we had created needed to change. And so we created Rasin Devlopman, which has its own legal entity, its own leadership, a fully Haitian staff, in order to really kind of oversee the projects, the work, the program on the ground, and then redefine our role to really make sure that it was kind of an external role that advocated for the approach, that helped find the resources, and play a much stronger and a more sustainable role.
So I just wanted to to really put a point there when Chad mentioned, and so helping and supporting and do. So do for them and support them to do. It's too different, and this is where Rasin is very different.